Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the One Tile Challenge on Farmlands. I know I'm not part of the competitive challenge, but I want to pit myself up against uh, these three because I do respect each and every one of them. I've been following or subscribed to each one of Crestu, Zorge, and Rusty Money Gaming for probably ever since just before the One Tile Challenge on Calmlands. I've had all of them as someone I have been following. So yeah, I really respect them, and I wanted to kind of do this myself and see how I can do up against them. So let's talk about what's going on. So if we look at my farm, I've been doing a little bit of decorating. I just kind of wanted to prettify it. I've got my cattle barn here. I've got my sheep barn over here. Everybody's fed. Um, and watered. I've got my horses. I've got $384, so I am not doing well on money. I'm probably very similar to Crustu in that if I have money, why not spend it? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be getting two fields uh, prepped and planted on this episode. One I'm going to do is my grass field so that, eventually I'll have two tractors and I can hire someone just to cut the grass and, windrow it, all that good stuff. The other is I wanted something to do a rotational um, field with my oats. And then I was going to say have a large field. So this is going to be my initial oat field right here for spring planting, and that's entirely what my plan is with that. But I needed something else, and I was like, well, what can I plant? Because I'm still going to need some straw for my cow barn. So I was like, I got oats for some straw. It's not going to be nearly enough straw. So what I was thinking is putting canola here, and then in a much larger field, I don't know if I can get a good overhead of it, but thought maybe we'd do a large field here that spanned from there to here. And year one, it's not going to be much of a moneymaker. It's just going to be wheat, and but it's going to get me plenty of straw. So that's kind of the plan there. I need to get some money going though, so I've been trying to think about what I can do for money. Um, because I'm not attractive, so adult film isn't gonna be in the cards for me. But I've been thinking greenhouses. Now I saw, I think it was Zorch and Rusty Money. I don't know exactly what Crustu was doing. I can't remember it for as far as a greenhouse. But those guys were doing pumpkin greenhouses, and I don't see it on mine anywhere. So I'm not going to do the pumpkins. But when I can afford it, I've got a few ideas as far as greenhouses. One is apple trees, which I think I'm probably going to plant this month. I just have to come up with 2 grants because I have the water. The other one, if I can find it, is this here. Uh, Fruit greenhouse, slow. They also have a fast one. I'm not doing the fast. I feel like it's going to be too OP. But this requires seeds, fertilizer, water, and herbicide. So it's not going to be a cheap thing, but I can do olives, grapes, spinach, peas, and green beans. So it gives me a few different options, and that's what I really liked about it. And so, yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go with. And as you can see, it's different, you know, it's something different, and I'm okay with that. And I'll probably have it set up something like over here, uh, where I can, get access to it. I've got forest ground placed over here, and that's where I'm just going to park some of my equipment. Now, in order for me to get this, I either have to A, make a bunch of money, or B, sell something. But when I do apple trees, in the in consideration of fairness, I'm actually only going to run them uh, for the months of May through October. So as soon as, midnight of, or whenever I wake up in November, I shut it off. Um, Apple season's done. But yeah, I, in fairness, because I think it would probably earn too much money, and I'm not sure if I want to do the single trees or four trees. I'm kind of leaning towards single trees. That way I have to place water in multiple spots, and it's just kind of an annoyance more than anything else. But I'll have the option of adding seed, fertilizer, manure, all that, which I'm going to be producing manure. And I just thought that was kind of a different way. But initially, I'm only going to be running them with water. So what I'm going to have to do to afford these few things I want to start doing is I'm going to have to sell my trailer here that I pick up, my pickup trailer, which is going to be really annoying because I don't have forks or anything like that to pick up bales. And well, that's going to be a pain in the neck. So what I'm going to do is, and it's already 6:37 in the evening, so that means I have just a few hours, like 2 hours of daylight in the game as far as August is concerned, in order to get this stuff done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crash into a light, exactly what I was planning. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm hoping I have enough money to do the repairs on this. If I don't, then I'm just going to have, I don't have enough money to paint it. Yeah, I don't have enough money to paint it. It's going to give me 33,000, so I'm going to lose like $6,000 on this. Not ideal. So what are we going to replace stuff with? Well, let's see what we can do. First thing I'm going to do is I got to get a baler because I do have grass. So I'm going to go ahead, get in here and pick up a inexpensive baler. Now I'm not going to make the same baler that Crustude got. I'm going to go with a round baler. It's a nightmare because you have to stop and start, all that crap, but whatever. I'll just do it. And yeah, it's $12,550 with the initial thing of twine. So we have that. Next on the list is I've got to have some way of picking up bales. But if I'm having this pallets and stuff, I guess that is fine. So let's go ahead, look for, I'm not really sure, front loader. I'm going to look for an inexpensive one. This quick Dolphin might be the ticket. It's kind of a metallic. Not a big fan of that. Oh well. So yeah, that one's probably the one I'm going to go with. I don't really see a different option that I want to use. I guess I could use this one. I don't know if it'll fit our tractor. So that one might be the way to go. But yeah, we've got to have a way of picking up bales. So let's go ahead, back our tractor, make sure it's in the spot so we can modify it for a front loader. I've got the 3-point on there. I'm gonna need a front loader attacher. We're gonna go with the still, I guess. And let's get our now let's go ahead and get a attacher. Not that one. I was hoping for a less expensive pallet fork, but we'll get this one. All right. So let's hope that this will all fit. And we're gonna need this, so let's just go ahead and bring it over to the farm. I'll load up the lime. So that leaves us with $12,676. Now I do have silage being made, and while I don't think that's going to be oh, this only takes 5,000 liters. Now I guess I was hoping I'd have enough to get my trees and the fruit greenhouse at the same time. Does not appear to be the case. So I'll probably have to just settle for the trees for the time being, which is fine. I'll live. But we're just going to unhook that, and we're just going to drop the lime down here somewhere. That's fine. Alright, now I'm just going to unhook my loader because I don't want it on there while I'm working the field. So let's go ahead, and I guess what we're going to do is we're going to probably time-lapse field creation. And I also was not satisfied with the size of my grass field, so I enlarged it. Basically now we have a straight back. This whole first section is dedicated to everything on our farm, whereas for our animals and things like that. So that's where we are with that. So what we're going to do is I got to double check my settings. I want to make sure I have got the same settings as the other guys doing this challenge. I'm on hard, traffic's on, whatever. Seasonal growth, that's off, off. Crop destruction, fieldstone. Do not need fieldstone. Now, I want to turn all these guys off because they should not be buying stuff for me. All right, let's go ahead. Set create fields. Let's get to plowing. Alright guys, we have got 2 fields plowed. It is getting dark, but that's not going to stop us from working. Alright. I know it should, but it's not going to. I want to get these in the month of August. I don't really like playing in the dark, but we are just planting. Okay guys, there's something going on with this lime spreader and I'm not sure what it is. I am going to return it to the store and find something else. Now it looks like it put down some lime, but I'm not happy with that, so I'm just gonna hire a worker and have them put down lime. I know this spreader works. There we go. And we're gonna run back over here while they're doing that. And we're gonna place down our greenhouse and some apple trees. Alright, we are looking for, no, not that one. This one. Okay. Now, if we place it, I think right something like this. Actually, I think I want it kind of like having it something like that. Alright. Now, apple trees. And I think I would like something like this. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. Now, let's get him finished up so I can plant. next episode, we're going to be focused on trying to get this field planted. So I'll have to mow it and plant it. And I think we're going to do wheat. But one thing I do want to do is just drop that there. I want to get my water tank. Hopefully it's full. If it's not, I don't need to do that. Okay, guys, we've got the canola planted. Let's go ahead and run through the grass really quick. Hopefully this doesn't take long. Probably just do it time lapse. just finishing up this field, and that will put us a bit later in the day than I wanted to be, but you know, it's 7:30 in the evening in August. It seems like it's a little dark, a little early for that, but there you have it, you guys. We have our first 2 fields in place. What I'm going to do is go ahead and hook up the lime spreader. Just give this a once over. I'll have the worker do that, and we'll sleep and see how it looks in the morning. I wish we had some more money, you guys. Really do. It's going to be important that we are right on top of selling what we have to sell, especially early on. I don't even know if this is going to fit in here. It's not. That's alright. Barns are overrated. It will be interesting to see if we can make any money off of the apples overnight, or if we're going to be broker than broke, which I assume is probably going to be the latter. Sheep are doing just fine. Oh, we gotta ride these, don't we? We gotta take care of our horses. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get this up there, and then we're going to go to sleep, see how much money we have in the morning. We only have $115 to get through the next 2.5 hours, or 2 hours of the day, so we're good there, but I'm curious as to what we'll have left come 8 in the morning. I doubt we're going to have much. But I put a little place to sleep up over here. Got ourselves a little tent. It'll do for now. Let's see what we get. Negative 694. Not the greatest place to be. What we got in our thing here? Might have enough silage to sell. Oh, look at that, guys. We're going to have enough silage after this is done. We can actually sell that, get it done. So I guess next time we'll sell our silage, and I think we're going to be planning to get this field here, our large field, ready to plant wheat.